This Hangout on Air is live, ladies and gentlemen. So hi.
What?
Our motley few viewers will join us because we are indeed live right at this very moment. It's just Charlotte and I for now because Randy's too sick and Chris is going to take his sweet time. So hey Charlotte.
Randy can't even be online. Randy can't even be online for me to call him a scumbag for not following me on Twitter yet.
I know! It's like 2 shows you've now been able to call him a scumbag. But it's okay. Does this blanket look cute or what?
You can hold it up and show everyone.
What's up?
Hold it up and show everyone.
Oh. Oh, I guess I can do that. Wait. You can see the Pikachu emerging from my back. It's a Pikachu eye. It's too big for me to show.
It looks angry. Stand back. Like stand back and like full on hold it up.
Oh. All right.
You should do so.
If you so insist.
Hey, I have one of those keys.
Was a Christmas/birthday present from my friend and coworker. Wait, here we go. I can't see you guys, but can you see it?
We can see Pikachu's eye and his nose. Stand back.
Back a little farther. Back as far back as my little headphone USB can take me.
Yeah, we can see not the entire. Okay, we can see the Pikachu's whole face. That's really cool.
It's fantastic because this blanket is literally as big as I am.
Pikachu's gonna fuck you up. That's what those eyes look like.
It's true enough. But Pikachu's gonna snuggle me.
That's what you think, John.
I have enough Pikachu's friends for realsies. Alright. Back what this is gonna be for tonight is just a cloak. Okie doke. So I guess we won't begin the show until Chris shows. But it is important to be on time. So hey Charlotte, how's life?
Good. We streamed Monster Hunter for a good 3 hours last night. For the first
Tell
time.
us about the things you're going to be pimping before you even pimp them. Go for it. This is your free pimpage.
Free pimpage. So we did a few quests. Daniel was the one using the 3DS with the capture card because he mains one of the new weapon types, and he's been dicking around with the other one for about a week to try and learn it for the stream so that he can show it off on the stream. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. We did a couple of the new monsters. We did the online final boss twice. We nearly finished the first time. We nearly finished it, but then died. And then the second time we succeeded, despite like getting off to a horrible start. Like there's this weapon called the Dragonator where you hit it, and then you hit the it hits the like just these huge spikes, and they just smash into the monster for massive damage. We missed the first one. And it has a 10-minute cooldown and like a 50-minute quest, so you only get to use it 5 times at most.
Oh my goodness.
So, and there's another thing called the Ballista Binder, where if you hit the monster with it, it drops onto the ground. And we missed that the first time as well. But then we ended up winning, which was fine.
So basically you pulled it out.
We pulled it out, yeah. We fucked up at the start. The first one started better, and then we failed, and then the second one, we fucked up at the start. We considered restarting because we started so horribly. And I was like missing all my hits because I was playing really badly, but we ended up winning. That was good. And we did it again this morning as well because like it's this thing called an urgent quest, which means like when you do the urgent quest, you move up a rank. Normally when you do quests together, it'll count it for both of you having done the quest. But with the urgent quests, it only counts for the person who took the quest from the guild lady. So Daniel took the quest, so it counted for him, and then he ranked up. But I didn't rank up. So then this morning we did mine, and we just breezed through it. It was ridiculous. It was actually really good.
Outstanding.
Yeah, so it was fun. So now we're both at the next now in Monster Hunter 4G, we're starting to collect these scrolls. where this guy gives you a scroll, and as you do quests, like the scroll gains experience, and then once it gets all the way to the end, it actually becomes a quest. And so then now we're stuck leveling up our scrolls. I think there's like 5 or 6 scrolls you collect. Bye guys.
Like, what do these scrolls do?
They unlock a quest. They unlock a quest for difficult monsters.
Gotcha. So I guess the whole point then is to keep having stuff to do.
Basically, there's also there's a monster that you can only fight by unlocking its scroll and leveling it up.
Gotcha. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So that'll
I don't know if there's anything new and exciting in my world that I can talk about for the show. Well, I guess, ladies and gentlemen who are not aware, this phone is a thing of the past because it has been replaced by this phone. I'm living in the present for once in my life. It's kind of outstanding, and we kind of have the same phone.
We actually have the same phone. You have a 5S, yeah?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I have the same phone as many of my friends, where my previous phone was from 1997. I joke. It's more like 2007. But trust me, getting to know with this whole thing it's like when I first got this phone, and obviously I know what all the apps are because like I've dabbled in the industry, but baby's first smartphone, I'm sitting here like, oh my god, this is so terrifying. It's not actually terrifying, but it was a little intimidating at first. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, did you have to manually transfer all of your phone contacts?
I did not, because my lovely cell phone company has this $10,000 apparatus that they used to take my contacts from the not smartphone and put them on the smartphone. So it was quite handy.
See, I transferred a handful, and then I just sort of added people as they texted me. I was like I get a text, I'd be like, hey, who is this?
And you had to match the number on your old phone?
No, I didn't bother. Like my old phone's just gone. I just text them back and be like, hey, who is this? I just got a new phone, so I lost all my numbers.
Oh, Raymond, thank you for wishing me happy birthday. And yes, I will take the time to acknowledge each and every person who wishes me a happy birthday.
Okay, John.
This is my birthday show. I don't have the party hat, but I do have a birthday gift that I'm wearing on my back right now.
See, I was going to get some cake, but I forgot to get some cake.
Why am I not surprised?
Eat it in front of you. Just eat it in front of you.
Listen, whenever Chris decides to show his happy ass up, I have this. This is a Marth amiibo, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk more about this Marth amiibo later in the show. But if you thought you were going to get away with waving cake in front of me, I can wave this in front of Chris and get back at you through transference.
What's that going to do to me?
Getting back at one of the people who antagonize me is getting back at you all. That's the way I choose to look at it.
Yeah, but if that doesn't work, if that's how it is in your head, but that doesn't work if that's not how I should it.
That's how it is.
Like, how is that going to antagonize me at all? Jonathan, you're just looking for a way to get back at me, but you just can't do it because I'm too awesome.
That's okay, Charlotte. That's okay. You know what it is? And if Chris decides to just dawdle for much longer, we're going to go ahead and start this show, because I can't keep you guys waiting forever. We can only stand so much of just happy dancing before we start with something structured. I mean, as much as I would just love to waffle on for several hours with Charlotte, I don't think that's quite what this show is made for.
No, and also with we don't get started soon, we'll run out of time, because there's so much stuff this week, holy shit!
Is so much stuff, my god, so much crap happened! And it's only Tuesday, so the week isn't really over. Man.
Also, I added a couple of things that are happening later this week, which I'll talk about later. A couple of Square Enix live streams coming up.
Oh my god, there's more of them.
I only added them like an hour ago, so I don't know if you've seen them in the outline yet, but they're there.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully Chris won't be too much longer, but in the meantime, I'm going to get this party started. Greetings, and welcome to episode 24 of the Backwards Compatible Podcast. We're a snazzy group of 2, 3.
3, hopefully.
We're a snazzy group of 2.5 peeps. With a passion for nerdy things, like video games, comics, anime, the whole works. Last week was a free-for-all. This week, let's do types of cake, ice cream, or party favors. I'm your host, Randy Thompson. No, I'm not. He's sick. No cake for him. And Chris, the next person down the list, says that he's the cake of this podcast. You know, the band Cake. Because you're sure I have a point, but you can't figure out just what it is. Okie dokie. I'm Jonathan Higgins, your true host of the evening, the death by chocolate of this podcast. My girlfriend still ships Jonathan X Chocolate. More than any lost Harry Potter or Doctor Who couple, that is her true OTP. And you, Charlotte?
I have no idea. I am going to go with I am the marble mud cake of this podcast, which is a beautiful mix of white and milk chocolate, because that was what I had for my birthday for cake last year. And it was fucking amazing.
You know what? For this week's diversion, like, how do you not know what a party favor is?
Because no one, we say, if we mean like what? If you want a party hat, we say party hat. If you want...
It's party hat and party blowers. You blow the whistle and fucking crazy shit. And confetti and banners and shit. Those are all categorized
I've never heard
as party favors.
Never heard the term before.
Well, you know what,
you bring the stuff.
You're on the other side of the words.
It's not, did you bring the party favors? It's like, hey, did you bring the shit for the party?
Well, where we're from, Charlotte, everything has a proper vocabulary phrase thing. And you know what? Offline, Charlotte was like, oh, do you mean ice cream flavors? No, ma'am. I don't. Anyway, that is our random diversion. My goodness, when the hell is Chris going to show up?
He's like, I'll be here in 15 minutes ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's all fashionably late, but it's my party because this is my birthday.
Well, I mean, I could start rambling about my Monster Hunter, the stuff I've been doing in Monster Hunter, because I've got a couple of things there. But I'd rather, I don't know.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Sure.
But, no matter what we're up to, we're happy to have you here, whether you're watching live or you're tuning in later. Thank you for joining us. Speaking of those that aren't here in the moment with us, we are getting our video podcast on at about 10:45 on the East Coast.
2:45 on the East Coast.
You're not the East... Wait, yes, you are the East Coast.
Yes, I am, Jonathan.
You're the real East Coast. Whatever you say, princess. But where I'm from, in my neck of the woods...
Hey! Fucking finally.
There's a Chris.
Well, howdy.
Yeah, it's a Chris.
It is. It is
Anyway,
a Chris.
Wherever you are, whether you're running fashionably late, just joining us, joining later, today's date for about a buck and a half longer is my birthday, December 9th, 2014.
Happy birthday, John.
Woo! Thanks, Chris.
Quite well.
I wish
You didn't get to see my amazing present from my coworker. It's a gigantic Pikachu blanket. And I was snuggling it for the rest of the trip.
I was about to ask you if you were cold.
It is 69 degrees right now, which isn't that bad. But, like, I'll just post this on me for the sake of it, because I like to be warm and cozy.
Let's see. It's 57 right now.
And you're outside.
I am outside, yes.
So I
Hence
don't
the
envy you in the
jacket.
least.
It's
It's
not that bad.
actually
57.
it's 19 here, actually, guys.
Celsius.
Yeah, but Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit?
67.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Let's see.
So the desert. Well, no, Charlotte, you live in a desert too, I guess.
No, not really. No, the desert is like in the middle of the country. I'm in the southeastern part where it's fucking cold.
Ah, okay.
Do you
Bad.
consider
Yeah.
67 fucking cold?
What? No. I say it's generally pretty cold. Like, this is
Okay.
nice and comfortable.
Alright, fair enough. Because no, I am comfy. I just decided to get cozy tonight. Because it's my birthday and I deserve to be cozy.
Okay.
How many times
Here,
have I brought
here.
that in y'all's faces? How many times?
What?
Count them.
Well, let's see. It's only, you said for not too much longer there, is it still your birthday? So I'm guessing every 5 or so minutes until that time.
We've already introduced you, Chris. But if you would like to introduce yourself one more time for our lovely audience, you are free to do so.
Hi, I am Chris, aka Wildcard Corsair. How's it going? Oh, you
And
love.
you're the cake of this podcast, because do people know who...
Oh, did you want me to? Okay. Yeah, the band. They had that short skirt, long jacket song.
Right.
I'm sure everybody knows who they are.
Hopefully.
But yes,
Everybody our age and older.
I am the cake of this podcast, as in Cake the band, because you're sure I have a point. You just can't figure out what it is.
Charlotte, do you know who Cake is?
Not the foggiest idea. No idea.
Come on.
I knew it.
I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket. No?
Right.
That is
Charlotte,
the best song
it's anyone
of my
born
time.
1987 or later. Or 1987 or sooner, rather. I think Cake is just at that cusp of too irrelevant for most. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, they did have that song. They did that song, Telephone.
She's going the distance. Or no,
Well, yeah, they did that one. Yeah, He's Going the Distance. They have that one. They have Sheeps Go to Heaven, Goats Go to Hell. They have that song, Dime, I know got played on the radio, and also No Telephone or Telephone, or I can't remember what the name of the song is called.
No phone.
Yeah, you go.
You're only
You know
You're only
nothing.
I Comfort
I know
Eagle.
from Lady Gaga.
No,
Christ.
and then Comfort Eagle. Remember that song, Comfort Eagle?
This has been the Do You Know Cake podcast. Anyway,
Which is the best podcast.
last week's community question in honor of my birthday was...
Oh, get over yourself.
Oh, I know. And for those of you who
I'm
are
already
outside
done.
of this show and really curious about how big of a deal I've made my birthday, it's not the case. I'm just laying it on thick for these motherfuckers because I love them.
Okay. Well, John, maybe we don't want to hear it. Did you consider that?
Fine.
You prick.
Fine. oh, dude, Chris,
What?
look what I have.
He's gone.
What's
He's
that?
gone. What the hell? He's gone.
He's hiding. Oh, we've lost the Chris. That's okay. Anyway, the community
I don't
question
I don't want to insult you on your birthday, so...
What is the
Why not? I do it
best
all the
or
time.
absolute worst gift you've ever received from a loved one for the holidays, for your birthday, or any gift-giving occasion? Charlotte, why don't you go first?
A friend for my 15th birthday got me a copy of Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I read it.
You read it? Wow,
I read
okay.
it to be polite. I didn't really want to after like the third chapter, but I decided to finish it just to see it through. And then she got me New Moon for my Sweet 16th, which I just didn't touch. It's like, nah, no way. And then the best thing I've gotten is from my grandparents a David Attenborough box set, which is pretty cool.
Who is David Attenborough? I know that name.
Are you fucking serious?
No, I'm Lupin.
Do you not know who David Attenborough is?
I know that name. I do.
Dude, did you just say that you were Lupin?
Are you fucking serious? No, I'm Lupin. It's a Harry Potter fandom joke that my girlfriend always says.
No, but you said that, and I'm thinking like Lupin the Third.
No,
because you bear a striking resemblance.
I do.
If you cut your yes, I didn't notice it till now until you said that.
What?
What?
More power to you. Anyway, Charlotte, I know that name. Fill in some blanks.
He's a wildlife documentary dude who's been around for decades.
See?
Like, I saw something a couple of years ago, dude's like in his 80s jumping off a waterfall.
Charlotte, why would I be expected to know who that person is? I'm not you and I'm not in your major there.
Everyone knows who he is. Like, he's been knighted. He's been all over the place. He's been making documentaries since...
You know who else before Charlotte? You know who else? Cake.
Really?
Yeah, well, no, they
What's the
haven't.
actual name?
They're like seriously, the Cake is like from Austin, Texas.
It's like
I'm fairly
almost
certain that's
not
impossible
knowing
for
who
them to be
Nirvana
knighted.
is. Charlotte, do you know who Nirvana is?
Yes.
Okay, we can at least give her that.
You know, okay. True story. I had a girlfriend when I was in high school, and she was like 3 years younger than me, which was completely my mistake. I should never ever do that.
He says
and that
he's dating someone 3 years younger than him.
Yeah, but how old are you?
I'm 27 as of today.
And that, well, there you go. And that means that she's 24, correct?
You dolt.
Okay, that's actually a little creepy. But
I'm saying, like, we've been dating forever. Our past is a little checkered there, sir.
Well, anyways, when I was 18, I dated a girl who was 15, and she did not know who the Doors were.
Charlotte, do you know
She
who the
did
Doors
not.
are?
She did not know.
Charlotte.
I have heard of them, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, at least you've heard of them. She hadn't even done that. So I said I cannot date someone who does not know who the Doors are, and I lent her some Doors CDs, and her dad hijacked them and listened to them, and apparently she didn't even get a chance. And I don't think she tried very hard either. So needless to say, I cut this off real quick. I was like, nope, sorry, I cannot do this. You were a child, learn good music.
Also, yes, TK, there is a chat box. Hi, and thank you. TK is from the Game Podunk community, and he's tuning in for the first time this evening.
Oh, speaking of people who are knighted.
It's true! Nice! Anyway, Chris, you're next. Best and worst gifts.
Oh, my worst gift is a tie between, at one point in time, and I don't know if this was for Christmas or my birthday for reasons that shall go undescribed, but someone got me a keyboard, like an actual keyboard for my birthday.
Keyboard?
And a keyboard. And I had a brief stint with music when I was in middle school. I played the tuba. The actual tuba, you know? Yeah, that was fun. Anyways, I was terrible. I'm not good at music. I'm just not good. And I don't know why I ever got a keyboard. I never touched it. I never even once tried. I used it to hang my clothes.
Are we talking keyboard or like piano keyboard?
No, like the electronic one. No, not like the one that you type on.
Oh,
the music
I was a
one.
little confused there. God.
Yes. Yeah, like the
Okay.
do 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 that one. That keyboard. Yeah.
I like that.
Keyboard
like that,
cat.
Chris?
Yes. 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 So I guess a tie between that, only because I know that it was probably a fairly expensive gift, and I feel bad because I never even tried. I bothered. I ended up
Maybe
giving it to my niece. My niece has it now.
musically inclined. Maybe that was the case.
But
He's an excellent video game composer, man.
nah, dude, trust me, that's not doing here. This doesn't. I listen to music. I don't understand it. I hear it and I'm like, I like that, but I can't replicate it.
Woo, pretty. All right, what was the other one?
So that one, and my uncle, God bless his soul, decided that it would be a cool thing to give me a book called How to Talk So Other People Will Listen to You. And it was somewhat of a gag gift,
Oh, Jesus.
as I'm sure you could imagine, because like you, John, I have a habit of not keeping things brief. I'm a verbose person. I tend to carry on. Yeah. So, yeah. This was his way of telling me to shut up, basically.
The best, like, gifts. I don't have very many, like, super ultra awesome memorable birthday experiences. However, and Chris, you'll appreciate this because I know he's got like a grassroots following that kind of began in Texas. But my girlfriend gave me tickets to see Gabriel Iglesias back in 2009, and that was a kick-ass show.
Yes, he is hilarious. He is
definitely.
He's from El Paso, man. I mean, he lives in California now. But yes, he is from where I am. Good point. Yeah, so no, he comes here and he spends anywhere from 3 to 4 days doing shows because the shows sell out. Because he's got a huge following here, so. Yeah, I was a little bummed actually that the Fluffy movie, they didn't record that here. I was a little bummed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's...
Or did they?
I don't remember where, but I would have heard if it was in his hometown of El Paso.
I thought I would have heard if they were recording that here, and the movie was a complete surprise to me, so maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I have no idea. Anyway, as for me, my best gift that I have ever received, are we doing best or are we waiting?
Go for best. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Was actually just this year, my wife, in her infinite pity upon my soul, you see, I had gotten into some financial trouble just before E3, and I was no longer going to be able to go. I had apparently some trouble with the law that I completely forgot about for 3 or 4 years. And as you could imagine, if you forget about something that long, it tends to accumulate. So I essentially spend that and more of what I was going to spend on my E3 trip on taking care of this stuff. So I wasn't going to go. But she decided that she would go ahead and send me to E3. She bought me my plane tickets.
And thank God she did, because if you weren't there this year, I would have been flying 747.
So yes, it ended up being the best E3, which I guess out of 2, I've been twice, so the best out of 2. But it was still the best by far. I got to hang out with John finally. I got to run into all kinds of famous people, which was completely crazy.
Miyamoto and go to some grassroots events, like a little Codename Steam.
Codename Steam. I was at the Smash Brothers Roundtable. It was a very, very awesome E3, and I probably will never go again, and that's okay, because this was that was the perfect note to leave it on.
Absolutely. And I'll go ahead and share my worst, which I don't really have a worst, but there was this one time where 3 of my friends, in honor of me getting the PlayStation and a copy of Spyro the Dragon and Final Fantasy VII for the first time, that was like way back in '97, all 3 of my friends bought me the same thing. It was the Brady Games Final Fantasy VII Strategy Guide.
Nice.
So I had 3 copies of the worst put together Final Fantasy VII Strategy Guide there is. And it's great stuff, and all of its idiosyncrasies and errors 3 times over. Now then, for our audience, Raymond has chimed in, and he says, my brother built me a computer a few years ago. Probably the best gift I've ever received. I built a new computer since, but some pieces of it are still being reused. That's kind of fantastic.
That's
really
kind of
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
All right. So, I think, Chris, you're being asked a question. TK says, nice. I remember seeing your Twitter pics on E3. So awesome. Did you meet any podunkers like Marcus?
I did, actually. I had met Marcus the year before, as well as Leah, but I got to see him again. Leah did not go that year, so I didn't get to see her a second time. But yeah, I think Marcus is the only podunker, aside from Leah, that I've ever met in person. So, yay, there was
See,
Marcus boy.
Now
And
I'm a podunker, so you've met me in person. So
Well, yeah, but that predates. That
it
predates.
does. It does.
Oh, and TK, if you get the chance, ask Marcus about the steamy handshake that he and I shared, not this last year, but the year before. Legends are sung of that day.
The steamy handshake.
I'm going to
Steamy
leave that
handshake.
alone, and that's going to be for, like, post-game bonus content up in here. We'll discuss this later, sir.
So I'm saying, if you want to know, you can ask Marcus. I'm sure he'll spill the beans.
Fair enough.
And Leah was right there in front of him, so, I mean, I had her approval.
Let's move right into what we've been doing. I was going to let Randy go first because we didn't hear from him last week. But hey, Charlotte, what have you been up to?
Yes. Not a lot. Bit of Chrono Trigger, a bit of Okami. Did a Okami. What am I doing? I'm still up to the final boss. I'm still running around doing side quests. I put it off for a while because there was a bullshit thing I had to do. I've been bitching to Jonathan about doing these Devil Gate trials.
Yes, she has.
They take fucking forever. So I finally finished them. I'm gonna go and do a stupid race, which I have very bad memories of. I'm also annoyed because I looked up the trophies. One of the trophies you need to get. You have to clear everything in the bestiary. I guess is how you pronounce it. Like fight every monster at least once. And so I just went and looked it up and to see if I could find a list. And I saw that there was a permanently missable monster, which I had missed. So I'm gonna have to go back to that in subsequent.
Permanently missable stuff in RPGs or action RPGs.
It's maddening.
Worst.
It's maddening.
Worst.
I'll go back to it at some point in a new game in a new game plus run. But yeah, that's annoying. But I can get everything else. Monster Hunter 4G. I'll talk about that in more detail later. But we did our first stream last night. It went for 3 hours 9 minutes. So we'll be doing that every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Australian time, which American time.
What day and time in American?
It's like the next day at 2 in the morning. I'm sure.
It's not true. Actually, so I'm streaming it on the Tuesday evening, and so for you guys, that's 1 a.m. on the Tuesday morning for the East Coast, and 4 a.m. on the East Coast and 1 a.m. on the West Coast on Tuesday.
Wow, morning. John, you're gonna have to take some SK energy shots or something.
No, I'm saying whenever I make it to Australia, there's some 5-hour energy like flowing through my veins. You'll see it just burst out.
Dude, if you don't melt into a puddle of human goo from the jet lag alone, I won't be surprised.
Anyway, Raymond
also, Monster Hunter.
In, and he says he just saw the new Studio Ghibli film, The Tale of Princess Kaguya, in theaters, and he's been dying to play Okami again ever since.
Do it!
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Is that all for you, Charlotte?
Just quickly, I'll talk about it a bit more detail later, but I also have started building my G-rank armor set. So I've actually got 5 tabs open at the moment. add like a program.
Charlotte is to
Looking
Monster
at all
Hunter
the
as
different-
Jonathan is to Pokemon, just in case anyone's
Looking at all the-
forgotten.
Looking at all my different armor options, you have actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. Yep.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same way, John. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Speaking of Pokemon, that was a great segue, even though the master of segues is no longer present.
It's true. We can't be Randy.
We can't, but we can certainly pay
I have
homage
to dial up
to
the
his
sexual
absence.
tension between me and Chris a little bit.
You're gonna have to give me more eyebrows. Randy's always doing the eyebrows. That's a good way to start, I think. Yeah, he's like, he does that. It's great. So, Omega Ruby / Alpha Sapphire, to which I have Alpha Sapphire. Been playing that more. Let's see. Last thing I did in the game, I went and I did that stuff there. Hey.
You cut out for just a second, but I think you're back now. So say it
cut
one more
out.
time.
Oh. Yeah?
No, you're good right now.
Okay.
Just say exactly what you said one more time.
In Alpha Sapphire, I did get as far as Mount Pyre is the last thing that I did.
Gotcha.
So if you play the games, you sort of know where that is. And, I think it's funny because that game has the pacing of the older Pokemon games where the story is coherent but broken up a lot. So not as tied together, I think, as well as some of the newer games are. But it's still my favorite mechanically. Alpha Sapphire is just blowing my mind. It's really great.
DexNav, man.
It is, and all of it. I think all of it's fantastic. I love the DexNav, but I can't even say that it's like I like all of the bottom screen features. Played some more Smash 4, obviously with friends. Been doing some of that stuff. My review for Game Podunk is going to be posted very soon, so you guys can look for that. During Black Friday, I did buy Ace Attorney 5, and I think I talked about that. But I just started playing it on the weekend. I got the urge, and I fired it up. So I tried that out, and I absolutely love all the 3D models and the things that they do in that game that have sort of brought it to the future. I think they look great, and the new animations that take place within the game. This such great touches, I think, all around. I haven't played an Ace Attorney game since the second one, so it's there's quite a gap for me. So a lot of this stuff is really new.
So how is it, having not played an Ace Attorney game for a long time and then coming back? Do you feel like you've missed a lot, or?
Because I actually go on the internet. I've had a lot of things spoiled for me at one point or another. So I know vaguely.
I have little care in the world for that series personally, because I know I'm going to get to it eventually, but I have actually managed to remain 100% unspoiled about that whole thing.
That's because you do not use Tumblr, sir.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you that right now. They are generally pretty spoilery, I would say. But minor, not like super, I don't know the plot of every game, but I mean, I do know more or less certain big events that happen, in the third and fourth game. So going in, I'm not completely lost. Obviously, I know that Phoenix Wright was not, an attorney, essentially, in the fourth game. It was Apollo Justice, but yet he still was in the game. So things like that I knew. And there's a plane. Not sure if you guys can hear that. There's a plane right now.
Couldn't hear.
Okay.
You're alright.
Okay, cool. I figured the dogs are always making on the podcast. Why not the plane?
Hey, I guess the dogs are louder than the freaking freight liner jet. God.
Not
Animals,
surprising
man.
at all.
Animals.
But yeah, no, I think it's great. I think it's definitely, if you get your hands on the trilogy that's coming out
and
today, actually, I think that came out today.
Holy shit!
I think
it does
that
come out on my birthday.
today.
It's out.
Yeah. So I need to pick that up because I want to play through those again too.
Ace Attorney fans, I know a lot of people are excited for that.
Jonathan, you're having a good birthday week in terms of games.
I know.
I am.
Suikoden 2 and
And don't even
Ace Attorney Trilogy and Zeo Drifter on Thursday, right?
Yes.
Bravely second
Man.
demo is out today.
It is just hours ago.
I've downloaded it already. Yeah, 3 hours ago.
So have I.
Nice. Let's see. And then after Ace Attorney 5, I played Shovel Knight, which I picked up actually a long time ago, but I had not played at all until the weekend. I'm gonna tell you right now, I really suck at that game. Like, I am not good. No, I am not good. Like,
That's unfortunate.
games like Mega Man, DuckTales I was okay with because DuckTales had a difficulty option, and I can say I can play that on normal or easy and be okay. But like Mega Man, I've never beat a Mega Man game in my life that was not a Legends or a Battle Network. So
fair enough. Then I guess you might not beat Shovel Knight either, but
I'm wondering. I did of course go through the first area. I beat the Black Knight, and then I went through the castle area, and then I beat King Knight.
All right,
so I beat those two dudes.
Right. So that freaking the Lich Yard where Spectre Knight is waiting for you.
Yeah, he's the next one.
One of the harder levels that is going to make you scratch your head and think you suck at that game, and then things will go back to normal and be nice. And
okay. Because I did actually go through that area, and I died a whole bunch of times on these stupid jumping things. Because the screen will flash out, and you can't even see where you're supposed to jump, and you have to just... You're like, oh god, it's so frustrating. I'm just not good at jumping. Like,
you just make it through that level, and then everything's going to be just fine. It doesn't, like... I'm not going to say it doesn't get harder than that, because there certainly are portions, but like that whole lights out mechanic is one of the more frustrating aspects of that game, because nobody's good at it. I'm not good at it.
I'm not good at it. I'm sure
I played that shit at PAX East. I was like, I'm a platforming god. I've got this. I didn't
Yeah. So yeah, I gotta say, man, I'm endorsing it now. I think the game is so great. Obviously, the music, I'd heard all the music before, so I knew the music was great. But it definitely fits in with the game so well. The visuals, even though it's that retro Super Nintendo era, John is no longer moving on my screen.
Here I am.
Okay. Did I cut out?
No, you did not.
Okay.
No, because Jonathan stopped moving on mine as well. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I was just stoic.
You were contemplating the great mysteries of life. It's okay,
I'm
John.
contemplating the great mysteries of Shovel Knight. That's for damn.
But yeah, so I think the game, it fits together just so well, and there's so much reason even to go back to like stages and then just farm more gems and things like that, so you can buy more lives and buy
make
more
things a little easier for yourself.
Exactly, which I've been doing. So hopefully, when I
didn't
do
think
manage
of Lich Yard at the time, but no, Chris, you'll beat Shovel Knight. You'll be fine.
Okay.
There's going to be a few levels out there where you're just like, ooh, but you'll beat it. You'll be fine. I have faith in you.
Okay. Thank you. That means a lot to me, John. So after Shovel Knight, and this was
You bought a game for a super sale.
I did buy a game. They had an awesome deal at Kmart, and I don't know if it was just for the one day or whatever. But John, I think you're the one who told me about it.
Yes.
But your thing was Pokemon X and Y.
Like Pokemon X and Y were $14 a piece. Freaking Mario Golf was 15 or 20. Freaking every new-ish first party 3DS game,
because
like half price, and they
not
were
Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, not those, not Smash 3DS, but everything else was like 50 or more % off. It was like super fantastic.
All gone too.
Wow.
Wow. Well, they were all gone online. But what I did is, because the sale prices were only good online, I bought Disney Magical World and I put pick up in store. So I did that, and I picked up Disney Magical World for 3DS. And no, I don't give a shit what any of you think about that. And I've been playing it, man. I'm sorry. I love this. It is right up my alley. It is Animal Crossing with Disney characters. That is exactly what it is. You can customize a house, and you can dress yourself up, and you can do little crafts, and you can run errands for everyone else in your town, including Mickey, Donald, Chip and Dale. Scrooge McDuck is in the game.
Are there pirates?
No, there are no pirates. At least that I've seen. But
Maybe
you do
Captain
go
Hook will make
to...
an appearance.
I don't think so, because Neverland's not one of the worlds you can go to. You can go to... I think you can go to Cinderella's Castle, Agrabah. Where else? I haven't gone to any of these places yet, because I'm still in what is technically called the prologue. But, I mean, I already have like 3 different outfits and a whole bunch of furniture. So, obviously I've been playing a good chunk. It's just in the prologue still. So, but yeah, I know Jason from Game Podunk and Leah from Game Podunk both had the game, and they told me, no, I'll get it because it's good. So I did for $10. Who can argue? And I've been having a great time.
Fair enough.
Another thing I've been doing with my time is not playing video games. It's actually been hunting them down, a.k.a. the amiibos, the damn amiibos.
Dude
that I just want to just grab Nintendo and just strangle. I was the first day, okay, because it goes like this. They said, oh my god, these amiibos have been discontinued. And then Nintendo quickly said, no, we have not discontinued any amiibos. It's too soon. And then Nintendo said, well, maybe we did. And then Chris said, are you fucking kidding me? And then Nintendo's like, no, we definitely did. But there's still some stock in certain places. And so then Chris was like, fuck you guys, fuck all of you. So I've spent the last couple days actually hunting down the Villager and Marth, who I have not yet had a chance to get. And yes, that's why John keeps teasing me with his. And I'm hoping I can find one in my area. I went to Toys R Us today. I went to 2 Targets yesterday. I'm going to see if I can't hit up a Best Buy on the side of town that I work on. And then on Thursday, I'm just going to go everywhere. I'm going to go to Targets on the other side of town.
The thing in my hand that was just in my hand is eBaying for upwards of $60 to $100. What the fuck, people?
And it's only going to get worse, too, because since they have officially announced that they are no longer being produced, whatever remaining stock is being distributed are going to get scalped. It's immediately.
It's like
the thing in my hand, I could pick it up, sell it on eBay, and have enough money to afford the full-blown Lucina Figma that just got released. I almost want to do it. I almost want to do it.
I would hate you forever, John. I just want you to know that.
I know, and that's why I'm not going to do it. But I almost want to do it.
Discontinuing them so early is ridiculous. And especially the GameCube adapters as well are gone. Clearly there's a demand for them. Why would you not make more?
Those are not. They're making more of those. And they're a print of the GameCube adapters went online at GameStop and were pre-ordered for December 15th. And I tweeted that shit out as soon as I saw it. I'm like, motherfuckers, the GameCube's adapter's back. Go get them. Go get them now.
It was less than 3 hours.
Less than an hour later, gone.
It's
so they
ridiculous.
are making more of them, but they are going like hotcakes.
Those are a low stock situation, which is a lot more tolerable. But the amiibos, they're done. They are done. After the last shipments hit stores, there will be no more Marths in the world. They will be done. Villager will be done. Wii Fit Trainer will be done. And these prices for these amiibos are only going to go up until the next console hits and Nintendo decides the amiibos were some sort of terrible idea. I'm sure that they will have some strange thought, because discontinuing these amiibos this fast is also just so dumb. So
yeah.
I mean, it's dumb, but did we
really
not see it coming? Did we really? Because I saw it coming.
Yes, really.
That's why the Marth amiibo was in my hand. I saw it coming.
I understand, because I did too, but you have to understand, when they said, we are making one batch, and then as soon as that batch is gone, it's done. I thought the initial batch would be a decent size. not the what probably they. I mean, it doesn't seem like they made more than a couple thousand. Honestly,
That's probably true.
it doesn't. It seems like there are just so few.
Nobody cares about Marth. Marth is from Fire Emblem, man.
So if nobody cares about Martha, why are they selling for $70 on eBay?
Because the
Jonathan, people may not know
diehards
about-
care about Marth, and the collectors care about Marth. But
So-
the people that buy up Pikachus, like
So
And
and Mario's.
Martha's a popular character in Smash. Martha's popular
Yeah.
in Smash.
yeah, very
He's
popular
really
in
popular.
Smash.
Yeah, very popular.
And the Animal
Because he's
Crossing
old.
franchise is a consistent seller. Consistent. It may not move Smash Brothers or Mario Kart 8
Whatever
numbers.
y'all say, but they don't have Mario numbers, so they ain't gonna make them. I'm telling each and every listener right now, just for the record, when they announce an amiibo that you like from a niche franchise like Fire Emblem, Golden Sun, Xenoblade,
Oh, that's wishful thinking.
that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever it is, if it's not Mario, Zelda, or Pokemon, and they announce it, grab it. Grab it because they're only making 10. And all 10 of those motherfuckers are going to sell. I'm telling you. Shulk?
I should probably
GameStop
when I'm in.
as it is, Shulk is going to be even harder to find than Marth.
Well, I am not
Next time-
taking this lightly, because I've already pre-ordered Shulk.
I should pre-order Shulk and Ike because I think they're coming in the same batch. Actually,
They are.
they're the only two I want. Only two I want.
Get
You
them.
need to.
Get them
you need to.
immediately because they're going to disappear like it's going to be lickety split. I promise. I promise.
So, because Shulk is, he isn't exclusive to GameStop here, but I know you guys don't have GameStops. Is it technically an exclusive in Australia, or do you have retailer exclusives?
We do for special things. I haven't actually looked into the amiibos that much, but I probably should. It might be exclusive to EB Games because they're the only big dedicated game retailer we have here. Also, GameStop and EB Games are owned by the same company,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
it might be.
and they're
I'll
EB
have to
Games
look
in
into it. I don't
Canada.
know. Yeah, the EB Games in everywhere except America. Actually,
Yeah.
all across Europe and stuff. They're EB.
America. Anyway,
America.
Capitalism, man.
what amiibos did you track down?
What do you mean?
Which ones did you buy? Which ones did you pester me at 11:45 at night?
Oh, I didn't buy them. You convinced me that they were okay. You convinced
Oh.
me I was good for a while.
Yes, and I am probably correct. Chris and I had a rather lengthy conversation last night about both Samus and Fox. And the reason that Fox is going to be okay is because Star Fox is coming out before next year is done. It's not a game that's in limbo like Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, where like it's not a question. Like they just mentioned it the other day at the Game Awards. Like it's coming, and it's coming before Zelda. So there's that. That's why like
It's coming like The Last Guardian is coming.
hey.
Probably. You know, Shin Megami Tensei
No, I
Cross
heard
Fire
about
Emblem.
Rocket series.
I mean,
Yeah.
like it's and Samus had already with the Mario Kart stuff. So if Samus is already being used in a game that's already out, unlike Marth that's just restricted to Smash Brothers and nowhere else, they're gonna make more Samuses because they're using Samus already for the cute little Mii helmets and whatnot. So I'm pretty convinced that Samus and Fox are safe bets. But it was an interesting thing to think about for a few minutes. I'll give him that.
Yeah, we did ponder that. So I do have a plan, though. Like I said, I did pre-order Shulk, so I've got him coming for sure. There's a new wave of the second wave of Amiibos hits on Friday, so I'm gonna scrounge up whatever money I can by like selling games and stuff, and then I'm gonna just try to buy all of the niche. I'm gonna like Little Mac. I bet you Little Mac's gonna disappear.
Yep.
I'm sure Pit is gonna disappear. So
Yep.
I'm gonna pick up those for sure. I've heard that Diddy Kong is already becoming a rare commodity.
Lucario too.
Well, Lucario doesn't come out till February also.
Well, I know, but like his pre-orders are already starting to sell out.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye out for Lucario when that also hits, but for sure, on Friday I'm going to try to pick up at least Pit and Little Mac. And we'll see beyond that what I can get, so.
So TK has chimed in with a bunch of Amiibo-related questions and ponders. He says, it's amazing they gave up on those Amiibos already. Even though I don't have a Wii U, I still want to get Amiibos because I like collecting figurines. And I mean, that is a lot of what went into me collecting Marth, because, like, when else am I going to get a teeny tiny or big, large Fire Emblem figurine? I know there's the Tharja
Lucina.
thing,
And Tharja, and...
as well, but I don't think there are going to be very many opportunities, especially for a mainstream thing like an Amiibo, so that's why I definitely picked up Marth. He also says he thought about buying an Amiibo. Which one would all of us recommend as a good starter to buy? Chris, why don't you go first?
That's purely preference, I think. It just, if you get the ones that just the characters that you love, you'll probably be happiest in the long run. But if you're going for functionality, anything from mainline games, like if you pick up a Mario, he'll probably be usable in almost every Amiibo-related game from now to eternity. So you'll probably get the most bang for your buck for something like that. Let's say...
I would assume Link would probably be the go-to starter for most people because everybody loves Zelda, and he's probably going to be used in every side or mainstream Zelda game to ever exist.
Well,
Wasn't he confirmed to do something in... Wasn't he confirmed to have some sort of functionality in Hyrule Warriors?
Yes,
yes.
Has the spitter weapon.
Yeah.
In fact, his is the most... His is the best functionality because his gets you an actual weapon. Everybody else, it just sort of unlocks a little item, like a one-off item.
Right.
But Link is definitely a good choice. And Link's a good figure, too, actually. I've not seen very many bad Links, so even picking one up, Links look great. You know, except for the whole yellow thing, but what are you going to do there?
Yeah, there's no winning against that, that's for sure.
No, yeah. But no, Link's great. He works in Smash, he works in Mario Kart, and he works in Hyrule Warriors. So the 3 games that even support it, he's used in all 3. So.
All right, I'm going to real quick go through my list of what I've been doing. Way more Kingdom Hearts. I'm almost done with that game. I am, like, the whole, the world that never was and Twilight Town, that big castle in the distance just popped up in my world. I've got maybe the Pride Lands and Space Paranoids left, and then I am in for the end game. So I've been playing a ton of Kingdom Hearts. And
oh man, I hate the Pride Lands so much.
Just real quick regarding Pokemon, I did want to tell you guys just a quick special tip, because I know that Feebas is a Pokemon that a lot of people are looking for, and I've actually gotten a lot of requests for. You'll notice about this particular Feebas that I caught via chain fishing, which is back for Pokemon RS. It is shiny, and I want to give you guys a little tip. In Route 119, which is very close to Falibor Town and the whole Soot gathering spot, I think, there is a bridge underneath Route 119. I know that it's probably well discussed online already, but I very much just not even touched the internet and just discovered this stuff for myself. I'm wandering around Route 119, and I wandered underneath this bridge. Apparently that bridge underneath Route 119 is the spot to find Feebas, because it is 100% encounter rate down there. So if you go underneath that bridge with a Pokemon that has Sticky Cold or Suction Cups as its ability, and you do nothing but fish, you will inevitably run into a shiny Feebas.
Jonathan, has it been like? Is that something you saw on? You've heard about online, or have you? Because I remember in the original games, Feebas throughout that entire river was available in 4 different spots, and it would change every day.
It is,
so I'm wondering,
not changing every day. I went back to the bridge many times this week to check. It is definitely the spot 100% of the time.
And you mean on different real-life days, yeah? Because I'm not talking about in-game days, I'm talking about actual...
That is correct. Actual real-life days. I tested my theory many a time, and I also looked on the internet as soon as I found it. That bridge underneath Route 119 is the place to go for Feebas, and definitely the place to go if you want a shiny Feebas and you have a little bit of patience. So that's just my little tip. We'll be talking about it more in this week's individual values when it comes out. So that's my Pokemon talk, because yes, I have definitely still been playing that game hardcore. But other than that, I tried playing Bait and Kaitos earlier because I do have both of Charlotte's games. I got a GameCube from my friend Kara, and her AV cable, when I plugged it into my television, the video comes out, but it's black and white, and the audio doesn't come out at all. So I could have started it, but I elected not to, and I have ordered her some replacement AV cable so that when I give the system back to her, it will be working order, and I will be playing Bait and Kaitos soon. But in the meantime, I've been playing a little game that came out on my birthday. It's called Suikoden and Suikoden. It's so good. It's so good. Chris, have you played it before?
I have not.
Oh, Charlotte, have you played it before? Double. You people and your lack of Suikoden in your life. Listen, because I love you both, I will inevitably get that game onto your systems while it is at its $6 price tag in the Americas. Because
I have the first one, by the way. I haven't had time to play it yet.
although popular podunker Barrel will disagree with me, the second one is leagues ahead of the first. No matter what he says, no matter what anyone says, the second one is leagues ahead of the first. And you don't necessarily need to play through the first one to fully appreciate the second. It's definitely one of those things where various characters and cameos will be clear to you. But you can go ahead and skip right to 2. It'll be alright. It'll be alright.
And then I'll go back to the first one and be disappointed.
It's not necessarily
happens
something
sometimes.
you'd be disappointed in. It's like playing Radiant Dawn before you play Path of Radiance.
That's what I did, actually.
That's the thing. It can be done. If you play Path of Radiance first and you play the 2 games in order, you'll appreciate a lot more about Radiant Dawn, but it can be done. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you shouldn't.
Yeah. And the last thing on my list is, of course, a demo version, which is downloaded on my Japanese 3DS, but I haven't had the chance to play it because I did spend the last few hours with my friend who got me this fantastic Pikachu blanket. Anyway, that about does it for what we've been doing. So let's get into the meat of our show tonight and talk about all the freaking news that happened while we've been away.
Just to start, guys, I added some breaking news to the bottom of it. I was just on Twitter like half an hour ago and it popped up.
Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Wait.
I haven't even seen this. Dragon Quest
It just popped up on my Twitter like half.
For 3DS and getting its first trailer at Jump Fest on December 20th and 21st. It'll release March 26th in Japan.
What? Before Kingdom Hearts? Are you kidding me?
Holy shit!
That's
I
the
am
thing.
on this like Donkey Kong. I'm not even waiting for the American release. Fuck that. I'm playing in Japanese.
See, I went
my
quiet
God.
because I was like holding it in. I was just like adding it to the outline, posting it in this RPG group I'm in. Yep.
Huh,
Holy
on December
Toledo
20th, eh?
Batman, that makes me a happy clam. Whew, because that means Kingdom Hearts is going to be a thing before long. It's probably going to be a thing right around when 3 becomes relevant.
Dude, I'm down on some Kingdom Hearts theater. That's like the one thing I've been saying this whole time.
My God,
that title is
that's
primed for more.
Not to save the last for first, but Jesus, that's fantastic. Holy Toledo. Well, okay, on to more things that are fantastic. Did everyone see the gameplay footage for Zelda on Wii U shown at the Game Awards?
Yes.
Did you,
It
Chris?
was so good.
I was raising my hand, wasn't I?
See, I had my eye on the outline. I didn't have my eye on
Oh.
it. Unfortunately.
Here,
y'all
John.
adore it?
Here.
Y'all adore it?
Here. Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes. Okay.
It was incredible. Holy shit.
If I could sum up what it was like watching that, because I think it was only a 4-minute deal. The first minute was like, yes. The second minute was like, yes. The third minute was, oh God, yes. And then the fourth minute was like, yes. So I mean, it was.
The sailcloth just pops out. He just rolls with it.
Sailcloth I was happy about, but it's My exact moment.
Why?
My exact moment of orgasm occurred when he zoomed out the map,
Oh,
presumably all the way.
Yeah.
oh yes.
And you see this. I've actually seen on like NeoGAF and other places where they have tried to do analysis and like math based on the trailer using like the pixel count and things like that.
Oh wow.
And they were saying that what was it? They're saying that like the it was like I think 28 px between the waypoint at that tower and the point where Link started in that demo, and they said assuming that it's only 5 minutes to get from there to there on horseback, they were saying that it would take over an hour, something like an hour and 14 minutes on horseback to go from one corner of the map to the farthest corner. And that is assuming that it only takes 5 minutes to get from that point to the tower. And likely it takes longer because they had fast forwarded time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Gracious.
the map easily looks. I mean, this is just my rough
definitely
estimate.
the biggest Zelda game we've ever seen in our lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say at the very least 8 times the playable area of Skyward Sword.
And that is a lot.
I loved it when he jumped off the horse, got his bow out, and went into slow motion and shot the moblin thing. That was
I agree.
Yeah.
awesome.
They had many, many great moments in that trailer. And speaking of the
And
things
horses
they
don't run.
announced, Zelda in 2015, Star Fox on Wii U before Zelda, and Majora's Mask before Star Fox. Codename Steam from Intelligent Systems is coming out on March 13th, 2015 in North America, and May everywhere else. And Mario Maker might become a series. Jeez, I'm okay with that. Like I don't know, a Yoshi Maker or a Sonic Maker or something.
That'd be interesting because I was thinking like Mario. I was like, why would you need more than one Mario Maker ever?
They can make Nintendo makers, man. What about a Pokemon
Well, yeah.
maker where you can make your own Pokemon worlds, dude?
Xenoblade
I think that'd be a little bit too complicated.
Xenoblade Maker. Xenoblade Maker. We can all be Monolith Soft.
We'll do it better. We'll do a better
Oh
job.
my god, I was just dying to Fiona's left shoulder. Oh my god.
Anyways, I just wanted to say real quick, still on the whole Zelda thing. I immediately a huge nerd of like crazy proportions, and as soon as I saw the trailer, I went and I grabbed my Hyrule Historia off the shelf, and I was talking with Jason because Jason had I was done. I was done halfway through watching those stupid Game Awards, and I'm like, I'm not watching this. And he's like, but aren't you going to watch the Nintendo thing? And I was like, I thought the Nintendo reveal was Codename Steam because they talked about Codename Steam. And he goes, nah, dude, I think there's more. So I said, if there's more, send me a direct message and I'll start watching again. And so he did, and of course that's how I caught the Zelda thing. But obviously he has the sailcloth, so that's definitely a Skyward Sword item that we're seeing again. But in the Hyrule Historia, there's a little bit right here. I'm gonna try to. You see, there's the Skyward Sword game. Here's like the Sky era, and this is the era of Chaos. And there's a little dash, a little like to be determined little dash right there in between those two eras. So I'm thinking that this could be a game that directly follows the events of Skyward Sword, or at least closely follows them.
Wouldn't that
That's
be
a really cool
crazy?
theory. That's a mad theory.
I know. I'm
You
crazy.
might be on to something, Mr. Mad Scientist over there.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I don't know. We got a couple of months left before the game comes out, so we'll see.
True enough. Also, in the realm of questing and stuff, did anyone play King's Quest back in the day? The old Sierra Adventure
Nope.
game?
Nope.
That's a negative for you
Nope.
both? Fine.
I didn't have money back then. I was a kid, man.
I'll be the one that appreciates. I was a kid too. I'm younger than you, Chris.
True.
I wasn't
But you also
born yet.
probably had money. Yeah.
Fair enough.
There.
The
I had no money.
rehash, quote, end quote, it's not a rehash, it's more like a rebirth of King's Quest, made by the same people, worked with by the same people. It's coming in fall of 2015 to everything but the Wii U, unfortunately. But hey, if you've got a PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, or PC, you're golden. You're fine. And also, Tacoma, the next game from the folks who made Gone Home, was revealed. Has anyone played Gone Home in this room yet?
Have not.
And you, Charlotte?
Listen, John. I shook my head.
Listen what?
Jonathan's like...
Listen what? Gone Home is a fucking 10-minute long game. Play it.
You're a 10-minute long game.
It's maybe an hour. Maybe. Buy it. Play it. It appeals to people. I'm okay with it. Many people don't call Gone Home a game. And there are controversies left and right about freaking Gone Home and blah, blah, blah. Should it have been made? Is it a waste of time? Etc., etc., etc. Yes, it should have been made. Yes, it's good. And yes, you should play it. I don't know if it'll appeal to Chris, but it will definitely appeal to Randy, and it will definitely appeal to Charlotte. So Randy and Charlotte, Randy, if you're listening to me, and Charlotte, you're listening to me right now, play it.
What is that supposed to mean?
Randy, if you're listening right now, you should follow me on Twitter.
I don't know if it's your kind of game, Chris. I really don't, because I don't know if...
Is it a racing game?
It's...
Is it a football game?
No. It's literally, you're dropped in my apartment, right? For example, you're dropped in my apartment and there's a mystery to solve, and you fumble through the things in my apartment in an attempt to solve the mystery, and then the mystery is solved and then the game ends just like that. It's literally maybe 2 hours long tops. It plays more like an interactive nostalgia trip because this house in Gone Home was made in the 90s. But you learn a lot about like the family, and there's a sisterly relationship going on because you're trying to find out what happened to this girl's sister, and like there's stuff, but there's not much stuff. And I can only say that it will appeal to Randy and Charlotte because of the kind of people they are, and the story will definitely reach out to them and affect them. I don't know about you, Chris, but give it a shot.
Well, alright. Is it like $2?
It's not $2. It's $10.
It's $10. All right. Well,
Normally
I'll put it on the list.
Right. You can at least put it on your wish list for when it drops down in the inevitable Steam sale.
Oh, so it's for PC.
Yes. For now.
Only.
It's coming to consoles.
Okay, because you remember, I don't have a PC. I don't have one of those.
Right. But
so, yeah, that makes
something
it hard.
you do have, moving into the almighty best conference they've ever put together in their freaking lives, PlayStation Experience stuff. Yakuza 5 is being localized. Am I on this planet? What the fuck is going on?
I'm really happy. I'm really happy for Yakuza fans because I personally know people who have been just balls crazy for this game.
Dude.
And possibly coming here for the longest time. I'm glad they're getting it. I personally have no investment in the Yakuza series, so...
I'm buying that game just for principle's sake. I have no investment in Yakuza. I have no interest in Yakuza. But there was a time in our lives, especially for Charlotte and I, where that game was very relevant to us for reasons that shall remain unnamed. I heavily researched the Yakuza franchise, and I heavily believed that we would never see that game come over here because there wasn't a snowball's chance in hell. And then it did.
I got a couple of friends who like freaked out when that got announced. I'm like, yeah, I'm same as Chris. I'm not that interested in the series, but I'm happy for Yakuza fans. It came out of nowhere. That was great.
And then after that, they announced that Suikoden 2 is finally released on my birthday. I was like, what the fuck?
John's
universe?
A happy guy.
What you doing,
John's
there?
a happy guy.
Real quick on me and Suikoden. I played both of those games literally 15 years ago when they were relevant. and I had only borrowed the copies from a friend, so I gave back the copies when I was done with them. I have not seen those games since. They impacted the fuck out of me when I was a kid because those are some deep stories. Wow. But I haven't seen them since, and I haven't been able to replay them since because I'm like king of legalness and I refuse to pirate shit. So they haven't ever been released. It's almost like Earthbound coming to the West again.
Sean, Suikoden 1 was already on the PlayStation
Yeah,
Network, right?
I knew that about the first
Yeah,
one.
okay.
But Suikoden 2 is going for like hundreds of dollars on the internet.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it no longer will because Suikoden 2 is here. It's here.
For those in the PAL region, next month. They announced that like this morning or yesterday or something.
Outstanding. By the way, Chris, fellow Vita fan,
Aye.
Bastion, it's coming to Vita.
That means I can
Shovel
play it finally.
Shovel Knight, coming to Vita. A whole bunch of other phenomenal ports like Towerfall Ascension, and new game announcements like Resident Evil Revelations 2. It's all coming to Vita. There were like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 game announcements for Vita. New games and old games alike. Yes, they are all ports, but holy crap. It's a good time for Vita folks who were like in the dark during these past few PlayStation events. Like, where's the Vita love? They definitely showed the Vita love this time around. And I am so excited, Chris, for you to experience Bastion. Because that is coming not only to Vita, but to PlayStation 4 as well.
Well, I will definitely get Bastion on Vita. So that's one. I already have Shovel Knight, so I'm not going to buy it again. But
I will. I'm going to buy that game on every console that ever comes out on, like Mutant Mudds and Cave Story before it, because that is my Triforce of indie love right there. Shovel Knight, Mutant Mudds, and Cave Story.
I don't know, because you're familiar, I'm assuming that you're familiar with the Shovel Knight Yacht Club Kickstarter.
Yes.
Were there ever any plans during its inception, that game's inception, to take it to other platforms? Because I don't know, like, whenever this happens, okay, and maybe this is just like the Nintendo guy in me, but whenever they have a game that it starts off and is it appears exclusive to, I'm sure they never said that, but, certainly it came out on Wii U and on 3DS.
Right. And PC.
And PC, yeah, but PC doesn't count. PC is not console.
If you say so, Chris.
No, it's people have there's tons of Sony exclusives that come out on PC too. There's tons of Microsoft exclusives that come out on PC. There's PC just they get everything. They get everything. They don't count. They're off in the corner having fun with their games in high res, whatever. So whenever this happens, whenever there is like a game, and most recently I feel this way about Resident Evil Revelations, because that game started off on 3DS, and I think the 3DS version was really great. They went ahead and they put it on the Wii U. The Wii U version was even better, and then they said, okay, we're going to take that, and now we're going to start putting it on all these other platforms, like PC, we're going to put it on, and I just think I just feel like they're betraying, I feel like they had something cool, and it's like, yeah, exclusive for Nintendo, and they're like, nope. And then, who's the worst is Capcom has a history of screwing over Nintendo on exclusives.
This is... I'm with you to some extent. There is a piece of me, and that piece is that diehard Nintendo fan that bought that damn Martha amiibo. Anyway, there is a piece of me, Chris, that is with you, but the vast majority of me, in the case of Capcom, there's no excuse for it.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck Crapcom.
But in the case of
bastards.
Renegade Kid and Yacht Club, these are both smaller dev teams, and they need their games in as wide of an audience as they can possibly get. So if Yacht Club Games has made enough bank on Shovel Knight, or if Jules and company have made enough money on Mutant Mudds to put them on other platforms to get their smaller properties to bigger audiences, let them. And don't even raise a finger in protest because that gets
I'm not protesting. I'm not protesting because
shovel, even if it feels like betrayal to Nintendo fans, and I'm kind of sort of with you there, just a little itsy bitsy part of me. Let them have it because it means that more people are going to buy Shovel Knight on more platforms, and they're going to make more money, which means a Shovel Knight sequel. Which, if Nintendo knows what's good for them, they are going to realize how profitable Shovel Knight was for Nintendo platforms and maybe start competing with Yacht Club Games and Sony, being like, hey, we'll give you a few extra millions if that brand new Shovel Knight game that you're making stays exclusive to Nintendo platforms for the first 6 months. And that means more money in Yacht Club Games' pocket, which means more Shovel Knight games down the line.
I reckon I personally, I don't really care. I just think the more games a console. Well, hang on. The more consoles a game is available for, just the better. More people get to play it. The developers make more money. So, really.
Yeah, no, I get it. I do, and believe me when I say, like, I know everything that you're saying, and I really do agree. It's just part of me, like with Shantae and Half Genie Hero is going to be, basically on everything but 3DS, which is actually weird. But, Shantae games, obviously the first 3 are exclusive to Nintendo handhelds, and so now Half Genie Hero is going to be on everything. But it feels weird. It just feels weird to me. Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it because obviously I love WayForward. I feel the same way. I feel like they should be making as much money as they can make. I feel the same with Yacht Club. That game's obviously great. I played it for like 2 hours, and I thought it was fantastic. I'm sure there's going to be tons of people who are going to be just super delighted to have that on their Vita because it's already
God,
like
it looks so good.
I don't know how much better it's going to look, John. I mean, that game is. It's retro to a T.
Green Mutant Muds.
It's retro to a T.
On 3DS. It's my favorite game to play on Vita. Mutant Muds on Vita is the best way to experience Mutant Muds because that screen, it just makes me cry tears of joy.
Are you okay, Jonathan? Do you want some tissues? Do you need a moment?
No, I'll be okay.
I think he needs tissues, but not for tears.
The rest of this news. Day of the Tentacle. Have you played, Chris or Charlotte, either Day of the Tentacle or Grim Fandango?
No,
God,
Jonathan.
John, what the fuck, dude? Stop it, God!
Child,
you're making me seem like I was playing other games. I did. I was playing other games. I was playing all the Sonic the Hedgehog games. I was playing I played Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie on both Sega and on Super Nintendo. I had Super Mario World. I had games. I had them.
I was in my diapers, Jonathan. I was in my diapers.
Just calm down with your crazy shit.
PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. Grim Fandango Special Edition is releasing in January, and both of those game announcements are making people my age and older and younger who had childhoods, ladies and gentlemen, go cray-cray. Anyway, 15 minutes of Uncharted 4 was shown. And it even featured
both of us, John,
falling through the map.
It's coming from both of us, John.
I got the outline, Jonathan.
I hate you too. It's okay. It's okay.
We love you too.
It's okay. You guys want to talk about Nathan Drake falling through the world? Because that definitely happened during the PlayStation.
I didn't see it, so I didn't watch it. So tell me what happened.
So, they're going through the gameplay footage, and it's Nathan Drake. He's looking better than ever. He's scaling cliffs and dodging enemies and being all stealthy. And then all of a sudden, dude playing the demo messes up. He messes up and he dies. He dies, and he was not meant to die at that particular portion because, he obviously, he wanted to make himself seem skilled or whatever. And I'm saying he, but it could have been a girl playing just as easily. But he or she, whoever they were, was controlling Nathan Drake, died unintentionally. And when they died unintentionally, they stumbled off the cliff And instead of just stumbling to their death and just restarting, he kind of stumbled through the map, and the whole screen went gray, and you can obviously tell that the game super duper glitched out, and it could have ended so much worse than it did. But as soon as the game hiccuped and did that, and it showed Drake falling through the map, it just restarted he or she back where they were.
Nice.
But it was hilarious to witness because they really did fall through the world like any given badly made Xbox game. But obviously,
I was gonna say
it's not complete.
I mean, it's already looking the exact same as an Ubisoft release on day one.
Precisely. Precisely.
They could release it now if they really wanted to.
Street Fighter 5 is coming exclusively to PlayStation 4 and PC. I bet Randy's excited about the PC part, because Randy's kind of a Street Fighter guy, and I bet he'll be playing Street Fighter 5 on his PC, because PC and PlayStation 4 users can intermingle with one another for the very first time in the series. Cool beans. Chris, did you get a look at the new Tearaway Unfolded stuff?
I did not, actually. I heard the lines were super long just to play it at the
No. I mean the trailers and stuff.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. That was my comment.
Because you totally should, and we'll talk about it briefly next week after you've taken a look, because I'm really interested to hear about what you think of some of the things they're doing to make that game unique in comparison to the Vita from whence it came.
Excuse me, I have played Tearaway as well, Jonathan.
Oh my god, I'm the worst. Hi, Charlotte. How you doing?
Hi, John.
Did you see the Tearaway stuff?
No, I haven't actually. I forgot to watch it. So
damn it.
Chris and I can both watch it, and we'll reconvene next week.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you calling me out? Why are you being like, John, I played Tearaway, and just segueing right into, oh, I saw the stuff, and we can actually talk about stuff this week. Both of you, watch that trailer. Look at some of the stuff they're doing. Watch that presentation. And both of you, come back here this time next week and tell me how you feel about it. But
Chris,
for
I think we have
now,
homework.
the Final Fantasy VII PlayStation 4 troll was my highlight of the PlayStation experience keynote. Chris, did you see it?
I didn't see anything from the PlayStation conference. I'm going to tell you right now. Stop asking me if I saw it, because I didn't.
All right, Charlotte, have you read up on it?
Yes, I've seen all these internet reacts things, and they're fantastic.
Oh my god, it was exquisite. So right on the heels of this Yakuza stuff and Suikoden and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, my mind's blowing, they're gonna go fucking nuts with this, they're gonna confirm Half-Life 3 for all intents and purposes. And friggin' guy from Square Enix, I don't even remember his name right now, but dude walks up on stage and goes, Final Fantasy VII, and the logo appears. And the logo appears on the screen, and they cut to the audience, and the audience is just flabbergasted because they all know what they want to see next. They want to see that they're finally remaking Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 4, and they're going to see brand new remade footage. And then the guy continues, was released 17 years ago. Now you can relive the classic unlike ever before on your PlayStation 4. And it just goes to show the footage from the old game. And it's the Steam release that they're porting to PlayStation 4. And it cuts back to the audience, and they're so completely disinterested. Like, oh my god, you just fucked us so hard. It was legendary. It is by far the biggest legendary troll move that Square Enix has ever done.
I, for 1 minute, will say I appreciate that Square Enix did that. Because Final Fantasy VII fans deserve to get trolled.
Oh, wow.
You can write that down. That is a gem. You can have that.
Don't need to write it down. I could just link to the video. Just saying that.
Meanwhile, PlayStation, or not PlayStation, but Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD, those are coming to PS4.
Is that confirmed?
It's not confirmed, but there was box art and all sorts of promotional materials leaked and then very quickly taken down. So yeah, it's kind of confirmed.
No, because you know what? They did the same thing with like Metal Gear Rising for the Vita, and that never happened.
Fair enough. Where's your sense of funny optimism, man? Where'd it go?
You've killed it. You killed it when we talked about Nintendo. You killed it.
Fair enough. On that note, Chris, you want to talk about Earthbound Forever real quick?
Yes, Earthbound Forever. You know how they have those Game Informer magazines that everyone gets because they have a GameStop card, but nobody actually reads. Apparently, they had a leaked description of the newest issue of Game Informer. The cover and the cover story was going to be about Earthbound Forever, which is supposed to be a remaster of the first 3 Earthbound games, being Mother 1, Mother 2, Mother 3, with Mother 2 being called its English name, Earthbound, and Mother 3 being called Earthbound 2. And so everyone's like, wow, is this going to be a thing? There's rumors flying everywhere. Nobody knows if that was true or not.
Going to be a thing because Itoy.
Well, I mean, we'll find out soon.
He would never make another Earthbound game. So unless Itoy lied,
they all lie. All of them lie. They all do it. They're all damn dirty liars.
Remember that Earthbound Forever rumor? Ugh. That comes quick.
But we will see pretty soon because the new issue of Game Informer should be coming out pretty soon. So like a couple weeks from now.
True.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll hear about it.
Okay, we have had a Podunker guest in an episode. I don't remember which episode number it is, but Beryl hopped on for one of the weeks Randy was gone, and it was good times. Grumpy old man.
We talked about barrels.
We certainly.
It was great.
Anyway, moving on into the realm of Charlotte and the things that she put down, because we've already talked at length about Amiibos and Zero making my birthday week. So, Charlotte, go ahead and take it away.
Alright, so we're going to be having a Western stream for Final Fantasy Type 0 in a couple of days, so that'll be like in English or stuff. So they'll be giving more information about the game. I think, from memory, it was 8 p.m. on Thursday EST or PST? I have to check the article and then write it down. This Thursday, 8 p.m. PST on Thursday, December 11th via the series' YouTube channel. So yeah, that's happening in a couple of days. There's also Bravely Second drops in Japan April 23rd with a collector's edition. This collector's edition is huge. It has
my God.
Pope Agnes figure, because Agnes is now the Pope of her religion in the sequel. It's got an art book, a novel called Bravely Default 200 Years Later, a mini soundtrack, a notebook, Magnolia, who's our main character, Rubber Strap, and a code for some in-game content. I've noticed when I downloaded the demo, it has unlimited uses, a little tidbit, and there's also going to be a Japanese stream this Friday for the game.
Beautiful.
What time was that? I don't know what time that is.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, so Square Enix this week.
And of course, we already mentioned Dragon Quest Theater Rhythm is announced for 3DS. My God, that makes me so happy.
Okay, alright, so the live stream is Friday, 8 p.m. Japanese time, which is 3 a.m. on the... No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's 3 a.m. West PST on the Friday morning.
Outstanding. So we're all going to miss that while we sleep in our beds.
Maybe we will.
Anyway, that finally
10
takes
p.m.
care of our endless deluge of news. So, I'm going to go ahead and forego any of my in-depth stuff, and we're going to try to wrap this show up soon. But before we do, Charlotte, Chris, anything else you want to talk about real quick?
Charlotte does.
I didn't get to talk about it last week either, so I'm just going to quickly. In Monster Hunter 4G, I just want to talk a bit about what I've been doing. So we streamed for like 3 hours last night, probably like an hour, probably about half that time would have been spent fighting the final boss. We failed the first time because Daniel had shit armor. Then he went and upgraded his armor, and we managed to kill it. This was like we had 3 attempts at the meet last week and local meets last week, and we failed all 3 times. So it was good to beat it last night, and we ended the stream with the kill, so that was really nice.
Charlotte, I have confirmed real quick. Final Fantasy X and 10.2 HD Remaster coming to PlayStation 4, courtesy of Eurogamer.net. So, it is definitely confirmed there, Chris and Charlotte.
You interrupted this epic tale of overcoming the game's toughest foe.
I did!
To talk about...
You fucking prick.
I'm right!
It's no longer your birthday. We can call you a shithead and Horseface Higgins all you want. Or all we want.
That's okay. Ha ha ha. Charlotte, continue.
Yeah, so we beat the shit out of... I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. It's like Gogu Amajisu or something. We call it Mr. Oily because it drops oil and you get stuck in it and then you get hit by things. It's a really well-designed monster because it's fucking disgusting and it's supposed to be, and it comes across that way. Like, you go up and hit its face and there's like oil oozing down its face. Oh, it's so gross, but it's so cool. I've got my sort of half G rank armor set for Greatsword. I've got, for those who know what I'm talking about, a Teostra chest and arm, Kushala waist, and torso up for the head and legs. But my torso up pieces are still higher rank, so I need to get the G rank ones, but they're really hard to get. It's going to be hard. Guys, I have to do a Black Diablos and Diablos quest in the arena. And it's solo.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but that's okay.
You gotta try it. Okay, Diablos is the angriest monster in the game. Most monsters, when they get weak, will limp off. Diablos, its weakness sign is it gets angry after you hit it once. It doesn't limp, it does that instead. It will just get angry.
So it's like the Hulk.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. So there's the Diablos, and the Black Diablos is a female in heat, and the reason she's black is because the hormones make her change color. So they take the angriest monster in the game, put it on its period, and make you fight it. And I have to fight them together in this enclosed space on my own. Like, it's a solo quest, so I can't do it with other people, and I have to do it at least 3 times. Because I need 3 of this item.
That
nice.
Sounds like fun.
And the other one I need to do is a triple Tigrex, but I'm pretty sure that's 1 at a time, and it's Tigrex, so it's fine. That monster, it runs around, and like it's just flailing around, and you just sort of happen to get hit by it as it's flailing around. That's how it fights.
Chris, are you going to tell us about the steamy handshake before we go?
I don't know. Is there like a demand for that? I didn't realize that was like...
I mean, it says in the outline, Charlotte says so.
I know, I saw that. I kind of laughed, actually, when I read that. So yeah, if we watch this, if we play this back, like, I don't know, tomorrow or something, you're going to hear me laugh for no reason. That's because I read that.
I heard the laugh. I wasn't sure what it was for, but there you go.
Yeah, that's exactly because I read that. So we're at E3, and we had just gotten last year's, who was it? It was Masayuki Doi, the guy who did the character designs for Shin Megami Tensei 4 for 3DS. He was there. We just got his autograph on the print. I was super happy. So we had just gotten out of the line. I had been hanging out with Marcus and Leah. They showed up, and they got in line with us, and we all got it together. Afterwards, we were hanging out. We were both super tired, and we just hung out in this like little lounge area that was close to the Atlas booth. And, you know, I was just like, oh, by the way, you know, it was nice meeting you guys. Thanks for hanging out. And so I started to shake his hand like any normal human being would do to show respect to another human being. Only nobody was letting go, so we just kept shaking hands. And at first it was kind of a joke, so that we were shaking hands for an abnormal period of time, and we're like, wow, this is so awkward, wow. And, you know, it evolved from there, and it kept going on, and it got to the point where we've been shaking hands for a couple of minutes, like actual minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes straight. And at that point, we didn't want to stop, because you figure you've been shaking hands for 3 to 4 minutes. You have something very special going on. And we maintained eye contact this entire time that we were doing it. Leah was blushing. Our hands were getting sweaty. So both of our palms are sweating. I mean, we have actual wet hands. and we're sitting here shaking hands for what is going to be almost the 5th minute straight. And we're just joking, like, we can't stop now. We've come too far.
Okay, that was a good story. And that'll be the
Yeah.
story that we go out on, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to leave feedback for this show or any of our previous show, you may do so by emailing feedback.bcpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us at BC_podcast on Twitter, as well as follow us, like us on Facebook, Google+, Tumblr. We are everywhere. You can
And
follow
we're
us
watching you
individually on Twitter, whether we're watching you or
in the
not.
shower.
I am at Radical Defects. Chris, you next.
I am at Wildcard Corsair.
And
I am at Raik, which is RAIK, rhythm@gmail.com.
well, that's
Wait,
not quite your
shit.
Twitter handle, but that's okay.
I am at Raik Rhythm, ignore the last part. Whoops.
Gracious. And Randy, who continues to be sick in bed, whether it's from Kingdom Hearts or not, has yet to be determined. But you can follow him at Saber_Breaker. We will leave you with an audience question to ponder for next week. You've all seen gaming-related press conferences, or watched some sort of stream, or been to a con for anime-related news. What is your favorite or most memorable game reveal ever? Do you have a story as infamous as Jonathan's Golden Sun DS reveal?
Hide the holly.
Hide your hollies.
Domestic violence is real, and it happens every day. Say no
Jesus.
to Golden Sun 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, and TK, yes, my body is so ready for Suikoden, and that is exactly what I'm going to do once we get off the airwaves here shortly. But for now, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you at 10:30 East Coast time next Tuesday. Ciao. Everybody wave bye-bye to the audience. Bye-bye.
I will say live long and prosper.
Fair enough.